Alrighty. Hi there, everybody. I'm just starting the stream off today by getting wrecked in off-season war, so that's fun. And just gonna see how it goes. Hopefully this guy has suicides. Don't think so, though. Nope. So that's fun. Suicides turned on and no despair, that's why. No, I have 2 in despair, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. Alright, so Special 3. Hi everybody, hope you're doing well tonight. I'm just finishing up this AAW fight, then start jumping into the 4-star arena. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, cool. 2 petrifies, lucky. Probably just back off. Yep. Cool. Alright, that actually went a lot better than I was anticipating. Cool. So then let's switch over to this. I'm gonna hold off right there. I don't know. It's off season, so I don't know if we're boss rushing or what. But I'll look at that later. But before we get too much further along. Just need to type in the little blurb into the little blurb box. There's that. Cool. So I think I've done a half-hearted opening so far. What's up, Crollo? How you doing? But to make it official, how's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing it very well. Hope you've had an excellent day. I myself have had an amazing day. It's been amazing. It's been ridiculous. So it's been a very good day, and I want to keep it going here with the stream tonight. So I want to say a big howdy and welcome to those of you who are watching live. Thanks for hanging out. Looking forward to gabbing with you guys here over the next hour and a half or so. To those of you who are watching after the fact, howdy. Thanks for just hanging out, checking the place out. It's going to be a really chill grind here. I am going for the featured 4-star this time around. So probably somewhere in the range of about 12 million points to get in the top 800. So that'll be pretty nice. But like I said, it's still going to be pretty chill. I'm not too overly fussed. I've got a 3-star already. And I don't dislike White Widow. I just like her more as a synergy champ than an actual champ, so I hope to get her. Won't cry if I don't. And I want to say a big howdy and welcome to the new Von subs to the channel. Really cool to have you guys here. Welcome to the family, and cheers for hitting that sub button. But without too much further ado, let's just dive right in and start off the stream with a tangent. So I'm about ready to max out my energy right here, so I just want to burn a little bit of that first. I've just got a couple paths left in Master for the monthly quest, and then I've 100%ed Heroic Master and Uncollected. I'm not too terribly sure what I'm going to do after that. Maybe do a run through normal just for basic completion, but we'll see. Yeah, yeah. I think amazing is an understatement, Shadow. You're absolutely right. I did. So spoilers for those of you who didn't see the 3 videos I put out today, which is ridiculous. I was not expecting to put out 3. I not only got the Taskmaster out of Arena, still really curious what that cutoff is, by the way. No one's posted on Chocos yet, but I'm really curious because he went low. But I did get the Taskmaster dupe and pulled a 6-star freaking Aegon out of the White Widow crystals. I was trying to wake up my Storm X and pulled an Aegon instead. So yeah, win the freaking lottery. So it's been a good day. And like I was saying on the stream or the video earlier, I absolutely can't be mad. It was something I was humoring myself on when I was considering if I wanted to rank up Elsa. It's like, well, what if I pull a Nick Fury or an Aegon? But I said it before, I'll say it again. I wouldn't change anything. I still would 100% give Elsa the skill Awakening Stone and give her all the Sig Stones just about any day. She's probably my favorite champ in the game to play, and I don't regret that one bit, so yeah, good day. How are you guys? The last arena is over. We're on to the new featured champ. I think the biggest news to come out of today is that Kabam is teasing everybody with some big new news of some happenings or whatever. They let the CCP, the content creators, in on the news, and all of them have pretty much come out and said the same thing. It's like, oh, this is amazing, this is great what they're doing, which I really hope is true. I really hope is true. I think it's kind of a unkind tease, you know, just to put out there that something fun is on the horizon, but you know, we'll see. I certainly hope it is. What's up, Shirmoy? How you doing? Well, you know, I said I've been called out for saying that today has been amazing. It has been a freaking fantastic day. Big congrats to you. You've had a big day yourself. I'm not going to spoil the news here on the live stream, but you've had a really, really good day too. Congrats on the couple of awesome pulls that you got. Been a busy fella. Oh, did he? I didn't hear what Super said. It just depends. It depends which of the content creators you hear the news from, and then it also kind of just, I think, depends on how it's implemented. Because there was a lot of hype about incursions, and rightly so. The mode itself is a lot of fun. It's just that the rewards, in my opinion, kind of cut it off at the knees and kind of holds it back from being this truly like game-breaking thing that people stop playing other modes to jump in on and do, you know. So I'm hoping that this is not a repeat of that, where it's just awesome all around, as opposed to coming up a little bit short, I think, would be fair constructive criticism. A solid groundwork, I'll give them that, but, you know, definitely could use some further iteration. Yeah. Been a banger, I'll bet. So what are you gonna do? So you got. I'm still not gonna spoil it, so I'm gonna try and like dance around it a little bit. So what are you gonna do with the two champs, right? Are you gonna take both of them up as far as you can take them, or is it kind of just change your trajectory for rank up plans, or what are you thinking? Yeah. You know, though, Sherwood, to be entirely honest, and I kind of was thinking about it earlier, is that I I do love the Aegon. I do love the Aegon. It's an amazing pull. But I am still a little bit jealous of that 6-star storm you pulled, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Cheers. Because that storm is so good. Because I've got a mutant stone, and I'd be really tempted to use it on storm instead of holding out for the maybe someday of pulling Omega. But overall, I mean, good day. So I've already started to put a couple of rounds in towards the basic infinite streak. I think this is what, fight 7, fight 8, something like that. So it shouldn't be too terribly long to get to said infinite streak, then start at the top of the 5-star roster and just work my way down, see how far I get. Since this is just the 4-star grind, I may wind up popping some 4-star boosts at some point, just to speed things along a little bit. But that would mean that I pop some of the arena boost crystals, just because I keep all of them in crystals to avoid that stupid arbitrary inventory cap. And I usually save those for this 3-star arena, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think I've also kind of just decided that I'm only going to focus on the 4-star arena and just forget the 5-star for this round. I really kind of got used to just the chill pacing of having one arena grind to do with the Taskmaster. Oh, thank goodness. I don't really want to juggle 2 arenas plus war plus... no, there won't be any AQ. But still, there's always that plus plus plus, so... Probably just keep it simple, just stick with this for right now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because that R2 Storm is going to be really, really rank up material reliant. Or like ranking up, taking a 6-star rank too is huge. Not only just in terms of like the gold cost, but just having to burn that second tier 5 basic too. It's like one of those decisions: do I want a single 6-star rank 2, or do I want 2 rank 5 5-stars? You know, basically. Unfortunately, we're still at a point in the game where there are valid arguments both ways. I mean, sure, 6-stars are the future. That's been the kind of the mantra of the game for the last year and a half, 2 years. But at the same time, it's a lot more plausible to wake up a 5-star and take him up to a high sig level. It's still a lot easier to get specific 5-star champs too. So I know there's a couple of 5-stars that I would just still want to rank up, even though 6-stars exist. Let's do you, and let's do you, and let's do you. But that would be a really fun team. I was kind of bummed out though that Storm only gives Supreme 1 bar of power once ever, and that's it. Like it's a nice little boost to get her rotation going from the start. But it kind of would have been nice too if it was more of a Loki-esque ability where it just is constant and ongoing as opposed to a one-hit wonder. And there's that. But you know, we'll have to see. I think it's just going to wind up depending on the metrics behind the scenes. The mysterious hidden metrics. What's up, Matt? Normally I'd be really down to do a few dungeons. I might wind up doing a future stream, just running incursions with chat and with subs. I think that'd be a lot of fun. But today, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to today. I gotta get the infant streak up and put up some 5-star points, or else it's gonna really set me far back in the feature grind. But let's put a pin on that. I think that'd be a lot of fun for another day here coming up. Or if there's somebody in chat or somebody else who's watching who would be able to run incursions with you right now, y'all can get that set up. Matt, you're awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, but then Shermoy too, at the end of the day, that's kind of what it has to be, you know? It's kind of what it has to be. Because, like, even though the game steers us so heavily towards prioritizing prestige over everything else, at the end of the day, it still has to be, because you still got to do your rank up choices based off of who's fun and who's useful, you know? Because I see a lot of people, and I was guilty of this too for a little bit, of just ranking somebody up purely for prestige, and then you blow all those resources and they collect dust on your bench. And then what happens, you know, 3 months down the road, you pull a couple other higher prestige options, like, you know, you pull a few 6-stars, and then the 5-star prestige options aren't useful anymore. And then what? You got a max sig 5-star or somebody just sitting on the bench that's never going to get used, that isn't fun to play, that is X, Y, and Z, and I don't know, waste of resources, I think. I'm really curious what the 5-star Widow is going to go for. You know, I missed out on the live stream earlier today when they were running, when the devs were running incursions with Guardian and White Widow, supposedly to hype up the characters and the kit and whatnot, which is really, I'll say this, which is cool for one, that they're doing something like that. Where they're actually getting out there themselves and hyping up their own champs instead of relying on, you know, CCP or whatever. So I want to say good on them for doing that. However, I think the constructive feedback I would give them going forward in the future is to do that on a mode that doesn't rely so heavily on ridiculous, ungodly boosts that you wouldn't get anywhere else. Because if you want us to see how awesome the champ is, then show us a vanilla fight, you know? Because you go a couple rounds into incursions and you've got this huge hyped up damage output, right? You've got this huge hyped up abilities, you incinerate, you shock on light and mediums, you do this and that and the other, and that's awesome. It's just, outside of incursions, you're never ever going to see that anywhere else, you know? But that having been said, I'm very interested to see what she goes for, because if she goes for something reasonable, then I'll probably do a push for her starting Monday. Because if nothing else, like I said, she's really fun as a synergy champ and makes Ronin fairly viable and synergizes with the rest of his team pretty nicely, so. And then who knows, maybe she'll either get a buff at some point, or we've all just been sitting on her without realizing that that shock ability is going to play into some future unannounced content. And I will give Kabam credit too. Some of the champs that they're putting out with high prestige are also fun to play. You know, like the high prestige options right now are, you know, Stealthy, Doom, Captain Sparkles is still up there. Elsa. So you got good options. It's not like how it used to be with like Fraggle Rock and Phoenix and Goldpool for a while too, you know. And you know, once you get to play them, they're not bad champs. They're good champs in the right circumstance. But compared to the others, you'd be a bit hard pressed to describe their playstyle as fun, you know. Useful, maybe, occasionally useful. Get some good benefit out of them, sure, but fun? Nah. That's a solid squad you got there, Matt. That just about rounds out the bases between Fury, Sunspot, Nebula, and then a couple of support champs. That's not bad. I'd be surprised if Fury couldn't take out Thanos by himself. Or Sunspot too, just overwhelm him with damage. Let's see, what am I doing now? And where's Sparky? Oh, right there, front and center. I think really the only thing that Terrax needs is to switch out the Indestructible for Unstoppable. Because I think if you do that, that just completely changes the way you play him. And that could make him a lot more useful. Because it's like, it's a better, you know, risk reward situation too, right? You can just sit there and eat damage and eat hits, but you're not moving, so your rock stacks are still doing a lot more damage. Like, I don't care if I'm not taking damage. If I'm being knocked away, my rock stacks aren't doing anything, and that kind of just defeats the purpose. Plus, his synergies are garbage. I haven't tested the Surfer one, so maybe jury's out on that, but otherwise. I do wonder, though, if his rock field charges are affected by the, whatchamacallit, the Fury Cosmic. Is it Fury Cosmic? No, the Beardo Cosmic. The synergy. It'd be fun to test out sometime. They're gonna do it? Nope. Oh, but it drains the power. Okay. That's a relief. I mean, if the special 3 wouldn't have KO'd me, it wouldn't even have taken me past 50% health, but still, rather not get tagged by Hyperion if I don't have to. Yeah, man, you either try to tag me back tomorrow or Saturday, depending. Just depending on where I'm at in Arena. Goal for me is to still get to about 12 mil. That should be ballpark safe for the 4-star. Ballpark. Try some Quake and Bake. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. What I really hope they do is they just rework the entire Guardians of the Galaxy team. You know, they've done a lot of work with the Avengers. The Fantastic Four team and Team Synergy is amazing. But, you know, I think it's definitely time to go back and take another look at the original squad, the original team, you know, in the game. Because the fact that Groot is as bad as he is, and Drax and Rocket have been largely untouched since release. Gamora's gotten a buff, and Star-Lord is... I doubt they would do anything with Star-Lord, just because his ability is still so OP in-game. Not as OP as it used to be, but still really OP. Come on. It's like I'm about to make myself look bad by failing the Quake and Bake. And that should do it. Excellent. King Groot, though, I'm still kind of on the fence, though, about. Because I think King Groot is good for what he is. Like, arguably one of the best regen champs in the game, and a tank at that. I think the only thing I would really change about him, though, is, can I get a special, please? Please. No, nothing. That'll work. There we go, that'll work. His Furies kinda are halfway adequate, and Furies can be boosted really easily. His poison damage is kinda lacking. I think my biggest gripe with King Groot is just how slow his animations are. That is 12, so I can... yeah, let's do one, just see where... if I get a Thanos team or if I get a player opponent. I get a Thanos team, that's a waste. Well, you shouldn't be deleting champs in the first place, dude. They're gonna come in handy again at some point. Command likes to throw random content out there that requires 2 stars or requires 3 stars. Yeah, even if they're collecting dust, it's still a good idea to just keep them. And Krillo, I will agree with you. The basic arena this week is absolute garbage. Especially since we just had Elektra in the crystals. And she was a featured champ too not too long ago, right? Like, Elektra's awakened ability has some use. So she isn't used less. But still, shoving like a 2017 champ at us as frequently as they are is a odd decision. Yeah. Yeah, I think his base Furies just need to be a wee bit more potent. Or if there is a way to make some of those Furies permanent, that'd be pretty useful too. Let's use 4 stars for this. Because, like, he can get a permanent armor break, which is a lot more useful now, post 12.0, than it used to be. But that having been said, if you could add a permanent Fury too, just to kind of boost your damage a little bit, that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Or give him some halfway decent synergies. Like, I think that would be such a huge improvement to the game, and could potentially be a lot quicker than just reworking everybody's kit. Is just to add a couple spicy synergies here and there, you know? Excuse me. Like, even if they just gave King Groot a couple synergies with some of the other quote or hashtag villains of the contest, right? As far as I know, that's only Lultron, Ultron, Kang, I think. I'm sure Thanos is in there too. I had one to check. And then I think maybe one other, but, you know, to give them a little bit extra love and attention, just with a simple synergy, that I think could go a long way. Or just, you know, make up random connections that are just silly and just explain them away with a one-liner or something. It wouldn't be the first time that they've done that in this game. So there's already a place for it. Yeah, it's really interesting, the dynamic between King Groot and Void. Because both of them are strong counters to each other offensively. Yeah, dude, I've seen Endgame. If you're gonna say a spoiler, though, you should post a spoiler warning for anybody who still hasn't. And for those of you who haven't, I strongly recommend that you do see it. It's a really fun movie. Yeah, I think Hyperion would be a better choice over Medusa. Medusa isn't bad. It's just that she's kind of gotten a cold shoulder from Kabam recently. I mean, Hyperion has as well, but he's aged better. That having been said, there's other amazing cosmic champs out there too, like Captain Sparkles, Corvus. Sure, a couple others that I'm just blanking on right now. Best Mystic Killer is arguably Torch. But there are a lot of good all-around Mystic Killers out there. Blade with Synergy is more often than not entirely adequate to get the job done. Most Science champs, really. Void always puts in a lot of work. But I think Torch, just on paper, is arguably the best right out of the box. He doesn't need to be awakened or any of that. But there have been a pretty solid string of really solid cosmic champs. Like, the only class I think that we haven't really seen a whole lot of love for recently is Tech. I'm not quite sure why that is or when we're gonna see some new Tech champs, because nothing officially has been confirmed yet. There has been that leak a month or so back that hints that there might be some cosmic champs on the horizon, or Tech champs on the horizon, but we'll see. But yeah, everybody else has gotten a whole bunch of love, and that's been really fun to see. They've teased Stormbreaker Thor. Like, Kabam has teased Stormbreaker Thor before. It may have just been a throwaway line just to get the interviewer off their case, but they have mentioned wanting to do him. But in that unofficial leak that has come out, he isn't slated for this year, which is really disappointing. I don't know, Colossus Awakening isn't a bad pull, though. Not a Corvus, but still really good. Yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider supposedly is in December. I do remember that. As well as Punisher War Machine. Like, they haven't given OG War Machine the time of day in years. Like, he's still just a 4-star. But sure, we'll introduce War Machine Punisher. So you get another champ all over again. I don't know. Hopefully that means a War Machine buff is incoming. Like, are they scared to bring War Machine as a 5 or 6-star just because you can put him on an unblockable special 1 node and his special 1 is impossible to dex? I mean, is that it? That's really weak if that's true. Like there are so many champs in the like the Marvel universe that still would be cool to just introduce as champions in the game. I know a lot of people are a lot more adamant about that than I am. Because especially within the last few years, I'm okay that if they have like 6 different Spider-Men, just so long as the Spider-Men do drastically different things. Because even though they're all Spider-Men, they're all unique characters that do unique things in interesting, unique situations. So it's like, yeah, I got a Stealthy, I got a Sparky, and I got OG Spidey. And they're all useful in different areas, even though they're all Spidey. So I don't mind that as much. It was really starting to bother me for a while when they were just doing reskin champs for a while, like white mags and old mags. The 2 Daredevils, the Cyclopes. It's like, alright, now you guys are just being lazy. One's a hero, one's a villain, great. What else do they do? Like OG Cat Marvel and OG Ms. Marvel. It's like, okay, the difference is negligible and you've got like a slightly different synergy. And you're really gonna say that that's a brand new champ? Yeah, get out of here. There we go. That was just luck. What's up, Nathan? How are you? Hope you're doing well this fine evening. Thanks for stopping by. We were just spitballing some ideas for future champs or champs that would just be cool to see in the game. So far, Stormbreaker Thor is near the top of the list. I think for me personally, though, more so than anything else, I want to see Daredevil Netflix get a buff. Like I don't know if he will, or I doubt that he will, just because of the bad blood between Netflix and Disney now. But still, really, really dig seeing that guy reworked. Cheers. So I think this is going to be win 17, something like that. Almost had a mill. Not bad. Excuse me. Not great, but not bad. For just barely starting in on arenas at the end of day 1. You know, I could have got Infinite Streak going and get a round of 5 stars in when the arena started up, but nah, I need the downtime. Live my life and do other things for a bit too. Always gotta have that balance. Let's see, we should do this. Oh, that's right, I have Cold Snap on. That's right. Iceman. You know. his token ability. This shouldn't KO me. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. This is the first 4-star arena I've done in a good little while. Like, I've run 3-star arenas, and those are actually fun because I just pop boosts on the 3 stars that are going to be expiring. You can usually wind up getting the 800,000 or a million, whatever the cutoff usually is. Fairly quick. But this one I do not remember. Like, as memory serves, it still is kind of tough getting up to 12 million points without the, because obviously you don't have 6 stars to use, right? But a bit more grindy than I remember. So it's actually probably a good idea I'm not doing the 5-star as well. Okay. So and then this should be the capstone on Infinite Streak. Does anybody know what the PI cutoff is for death squads in the 4-star arena, 4-star featured arena? Is it still rank 2 5 stars? Or has that been boosted a little bit just because of current meta? With all the newer prestige champs. Maybe some other time I'll test that out. Like maybe at the end of this arena run, when I've already got my points, I'll just test it out, see how low I can get before I get the death squads. 11,000? Okay. So yeah, that might be the rank 2s. It just depends. How long have you been playing for, Matt? Because Kabam does like to stagger it with different tiers, I suppose, just based on how long you've been playing. Like, playing a month or less, you get, like, boosted placement. That's what, up to a couple months, and then up to 3 months after that. Then you're placed in the regular pool with everybody else. Oh, Falcon. About what the PI rating is for a death squad in the 4-star featured arena. Shadow was saying it's about 11K. Which sounds right. As soon as I get back to my champ roster, I'll check that out. Because I doubt I'll go that deep into the 5-star roster. I think my attention span may wane by the time I get to that point, but that's still good to know. Yeah, well, Matt, there's nothing wrong with that. The 4 stars you were talking about earlier between Fury and blanking on Sunspot. Those two should carry you pretty far. Because as memory serves, he isn't immune to either bleed or incinerate. What's up, PP? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Glad to have you here tonight. All right, so. Oops. So that would be. Oh, okay. So that's the. Yeah. Okay. So it still is about the rank to 5 stars. Okay. Well, that's good. Good. 2. Oh. I'm going to be going to about 12 mil, give or take. It's really tough to gauge what the reception and popularity of White Widow is, because her CCP reviews were not glowing, and me personally, I think she's a fun champ, but there are just so many better fun skill champs that we've gotten recently, let alone the ones that have been out a while. It's really tough finding a useful spot for her right now. So I'm hoping that kind of drives down the popularity of her a little bit and brings the scores down. Especially since the Taskmaster arena was just in the bin. But then again, people were sleeping on where Terax got equally poor reviews and he had an insane first round. So I don't know, who knows? Nice. Well, cheers, Falcon. That's good to know. Because I was wondering, yeah, I was really starting to wonder, like how far down the rabbit hole I could get, especially with the new prestige options out. I'm trying to remember what the last champ was that I ran the 4-star arena for. It's been a minute. It's kind of freaky though that the character model looks more, or has a better actress likeness than the key art. Because the key art just looks like it's just another vanilla copy-paste female Kabam champ. But like the character model itself has a bit better of a resemblance. Not sure if that was intentional or accidental or what. Just an interesting observation. Yeah. Yo, those death matches aren't fun. I mean, they're occasionally fun. It just depends on which champs you have to fight in the death match, and who the champs are that you're using. Because if you get a death match and you're running a garbage squad just for points, then it's no fun. But if the champs you're using are at least halfway decent or halfway useful, it is fun going up against that much harder of an opponent, provided they don't turtle up. If they turtle up, then it's just so dumb. So dumb. That is, I think, my biggest gripe about the game. It's just passive AI. And nothing you can do about it. Because that is something I remembered when I was running map 5 or AQ. How hard it was for some of those initial fights just because the bots would always turtle up. And then when we started doing 6, yeah, everyone's attack is a bit boosted and the PIs are higher and you got additional nodes to dance around, but still it was easier because the AI was more aggressive. And it's a lot easier to counter that than if you constantly have to deal with someone who's just blocking. Or worse still, is that they just run up in front of you and then stop. No shields, no attack, no nothing. They just run up in front of you and stop. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? I can't attack you because as soon as I attack you, the bot is going to parry and I get stunned. If I block, they go into a heavy. If they've got a special, they're going to special intercept me. It's just no fun. No fun. Grillo asks, who is the best mutant out there right now? I'd still give it to Omega Red. Just the fact that his spores do so much damage and there's no real good answer for them yet, I think is just top notch. Sunspot probably for damage. Namor's at SIG 200, that's a super useful ability, but all around I think Omega is still probably the best. X-Pool Dead Force. Definitely. God tier confirmed. Yeah. Yep. Or if you run into a squad that's a Omega, Void, and Killmonger, it's just not going to go well for you. Killmonger's constantly healing. Omega's spores just do a huge amount of damage in a short amount of time. And just Void is Void. Yeah. And then map 7 a little bit more so than that. It's kind of silly, to be entirely honest. The hardest AQ map is map 5, just because of the AI. Because like the going rule of thumb for that is if you can get through map 6, then map 7 isn't much more of a challenge. You know, it's just jump straight from 5 to 7. And the rewards are so much better. Matt, can you add or no? Add to what, bud? Sorry. Hey, congrats on the mutant. The mutant AG. Good. That's awesome. Awesome. Very solid choice. Yeah, that's not bad. Overall, I think it's a pretty solid event. I really appreciate how many times they let us run through rifts. And especially if you aren't looking for a particular 5-star awakening gem, then it's even more fun. Just whatever you wind up getting is what you get. Wind up with a whole lot of extra cool stuff. Like for me, I'm still probably gonna go and wind up getting that rift detector or whatever, just so I can specifically pick out which AG I get. But I'm kind of hoping that the subsequent rifts are super lucky. That'd be nice. That having been said, I have no idea who I would wake up. A small part of me is kind of just wants to wake up Punisher, just because I'm so sick of those stupid arena crystals and their disgusting, absolutely disgusting drop rates. But I know that there's a lot of better options out there. So, tell you what, Matt, I'll add you once we're ready to roll on incursions. But just because Kabam is really stingy with the amount of friends that you can add in-game, and stingier still that you can only run incursions with friends. I don't want to have... Sorry, hold on. Come on, you clown. Just throw your stupid special. Thank you. I don't want it to seem like it's anything personal that I add or delete people just to play conversions. So I'll definitely, yeah, I'll add you right when we're ready to go. Yeah, basically the Nick Fury synergy is the only purpose for an X-Pool. He really has no other purpose. And then even still, if you luck out and get a gold pool, then X-Pool is completely useless. It'd be fun to see if Platinum Pool is added as a champion, if he gets added to all the various Deadpool synergies that people have too. Like Gwenpool has got stuff. I'm sure Squirrel Girl has something. Fury, obviously. Just, you know, what other random odd and end places he shows up. Come on. Come on. Thank you. That excellent. Oh. Punch him. So 2-Tex's back is far enough away to avoid Rhino? That's curious. Most curious. Like, the other part of me kind of wants to just wake up OG Black Widow. Just assuming that she isn't going to be a 6-star anytime soon. Because their SIG ability is still fairly useful. Not as useful as it used to be, but still fairly useful at high SIG. Plus you throw in a Quake on the team, or the long shot rogue trifecta. You're sitting at pretty close to 100% again still. Super useful. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, dude. Should be fun. Got that, I got that, and got that. I haven't seen. Have they announced anything new since that secret meeting? I don't know. It might be a Monday thing. Start the week off fresh. Although you heard it here first, that there's going to be a Red Guardian bundle next Tuesday. I've just spotted him in enough content creators' profiles or their arenas, such that they've got him already, and he isn't going to be out for another 3 weeks anyway. So that just leads me to believe that got another pre-release bundle coming out. You got it, dude. Bring some of my 3 stars and we'll go the distance. See, that was totally lucky on my part right there. I forgot that I was playing as Unstoppable Colossus. I forgot I was fighting against Emma Frost, and I just dexed that like normal. I could have gone very poorly, very easily. So, do this and do this and do this. Oof. Oof, I say. Oof. What do you guys think? Because I'm still thinking, turning over in my mind what that potential announcement would be for soon to get everybody all excited. Do you think it's going to be universal character buffs? Do you think they're actually going to start selling champions outright instead of in crystals? Do you think it's going to be some new content, like a new mode, new variant? What do you guys think? Finally bring bases to the game. Way too early for me to be yawning though. know, Big Head mode was really cool for April Fools, but it would have been so much better if they brought in some bases related joke. And I certainly wouldn't mind if there's some new implementation of Nexus crystals. Either as, like, Nexus crystals are what replace incursion crystals. Like, I would much rather prefer there be a smaller cast of potential champs to get, so long as you can pick which of the champs it is you get, you know? Or I kind of like that idea where you can earn resources no matter which mode of gameplay you play in, right? So you can earn gold and battle chips anywhere as opposed to just arenas, or you can earn dungeon shards in arenas if you wanted to, as milestones. That way you don't constantly have to keep playing incursions if you don't want to, but still get the option to pick out champ crystals. Just a greater sense of cohesion to the game, I suppose. That, and it's just really bad optics too, Falcon. Like if you got the, because you know Kabam watches YouTube as well, you know. So if some of the biggest people are taking breaks or taking a step back or just keep making videos saying that all the stuff that they're excited about isn't good, then you know, then they definitely would take notice of that too, I'd imagine. Well, I think if they were going to wind up selling champs, I think what they should do is sell low-tier champs, like 2 stars. Because on a number of occasions, they just gave featured 2 stars away, right? I think Captain Sparkles was one where they're like, here, you need to save the Battle Realm, so here's a free 2 star, and that will carry you far. Which is, you know, so much fun. But the point there being is that they give you the brand new champ as a 2 star, so the 2 star it's not gonna do anything for you. You can't take them into any sort of like high-end content. You can't take them into arenas. But the thing you can get to do is play as the new character. Their skills, their setup, their kit, their synergies, all that. You get to play with it. And then decide if you want to go and spend money to either try and get them out of crystals or get them out of arena. Whatever, it just builds up hype a little bit more because you actually get a chance to play it yourself instead of just listening to somebody else describe how it felt to play a champ, you know? So they still make money, it doesn't break the meta. It's a win-win for everybody. It'd be a lot more fun in my opinion than just selling specialized exclusive 2-star random crystals. Just greedy. Such an interesting camera angle for that special 3. Just shows Sabretooth sowing some wild oats. Yeah, I mean, if they wind up selling higher tiered champions, that would just completely break the game. I mean, one could even argue that them selling 6 stars in the Cav crystals has already broken the game. But I'm sure no matter who you ask, they'd give you like the Obi-Wan response. It's, well, from a certain point of view. Oh, you have Mighty Charge? That's adorable. Ain't gonna do you any good if you can't use it. Cool, so that is the third chunk of story right there. Dive back in here. Someone's having a bad night. You know, I don't even realize when I ducked out of arena. That's a good sign. That is definitely a good sign. Yeah. Move along. Nothing to see here. It's also them doing the mind trick, trying to convince us that Cyclops is good. I mean, good luck. He's a good synergy champ. His special 2 did some solid damage back in the day, but as for now, no, not as much. Yeah. Seriously. Even whenever it is that they do that, to let you sell tier 4 CC for tier 5 CC shards, it's going to be a completely negligible amount. But I think just the fact that you can, instead of just endlessly stockpiling them, I think would be a nice plus. Selling 5 stars I think would be nice too. Not sure why they turned that feature off. Maybe, wait, well, yeah. I was about to start going down the rabbit hole for just rewards for various modes, like summoner advancement, or basically everything. AQ, AW, Arena. Just keep what's working. There's most everything is working. Just, you know, update it. There's a natural inflation built into the game, you know, you gotta keep up with it. Otherwise your economy collapses. I wonder if they would ever wind up backtracking and add items into the game like they wanted to back, what, 11 point whatever. Because that would fundamentally shake up how the game is played. It's like, well, I mean, you got your champs, you get your good champs, your bad champs, but then you got the items that go with them. Like, I don't think I would like that, to be honest. But that would be something that just fundamentally shakes up the relationships in the meta. Oh, my Sakura has a giant oversized metal bat item now. Now, holy cow, he's nuts. How does that metal bat stay on fire? I don't know. But it does, and it hurts. Then I think they should just really hunker down and play their game. Because I don't doubt that they do play the game. When they say that they play the game, I believe them. When Mike says that he plays the game, I believe him. But I think they play the game casually. Which there's nothing wrong with playing the game casually. But when it seems like most of the suggestions and areas of improvement and gripes come from people who play extremely competitively, I think that there's a disconnect and maybe a bit of a breakup of communication, I would say. So to them, they're like, oh yeah, this is great. I get a new champion maybe every couple of weeks. Put up, you know, a good solid 6 million points in the featured 5-star arena. Nailed it. Yeah. And it shows though too. It shows, like, anytime, most times that the devs go and do an actual live gameplay demo, it shows. Which makes it really curious how they test out like the Act 6 content or Act 7. It's like, my dude, you're barely getting through Act 5 with champs that you should just be blazing through with. How are you going to handle Act 6 and Act 7? Yeah. Like, do they watch the live streams and the gameplay videos of some of like the master bracket alliances and just like have it blow their mind? Or is it like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I could do that? But I think that would make a difference too. I need to learn how to play Sue one of these days. Put it on the to-do list. Maybe Sunday. No, probably not Sunday actually. Maybe Sunday. I don't know. Because I get the Sunday arena and then it should be the whatchamacallit, Alpha arena still. or the first day of the tier 4 basic. If it's the basic, then I definitely need to go for it. Tier 1 alphas, I'm doing pretty okay on somehow. I don't know where I got all of those from, but finally actually doing okay on tier 1 alpha. Oh, good on him then. Good on John. I mean, you would think, right? You would think, like, just for the devs of any game, no matter what platform it comes out on, you would think that the devs would playtest the heck out of their game, and B, be masters of it more so than anybody else until you get, you know, speedrunners or completionists playing, you know, 500 hours to get to that point, you know? Matt, not today, dude. I think it would be also kind of fun to just talk to them and just pick their mind, even off the record. Like, for those guys who go through and just play a whole bunch, like who their go-to champs are. Like one of the devs, Seaton was saying that everyone is sitting on Doc Ock. That, you know, Doc Ock is ridiculously underrated and super useful for a bunch of situations that people aren't using him for. I'm like, well, that's interesting. Time-wise, probably about the same. Stream starts up about 8 o'clock. So yeah, either right after stream or like 8:30, something like that. Probably. Ballpark. I'm just flying by the seat of my pants more often than not. I do have some 6 stars, and I have, I'm very, very blessed to have a good few. A good few. Check out the video I posted earlier, the White Widow crystal opening. At the very end there, I go through and you can see some of the 6 stars. But I've got a really solid, healthy balance. It's a bit of I might be selling myself a bit short, but I've got a very good balance. And that's the thing, though, too. I kind of wish or hope that the game would sway back more towards utility than huge, bursty, god tier output. You know? Because there's so many all-around useful utility champs that just don't get any love because they aren't the god tier. I think people are so broken by Corvus and Quake just in the fact of the numbers that they put out that, you know, if you can't get half of that, you're not even worth looking at. It's like, well, not everyone has to be a huge, heavy hitter, but everyone should at least have a use. Yeah. A good few. A good few. All I'm saying is that I'm due for a bunch of duds. Let me tell you that. A couple more yellow jackets, a couple more Lokis. I love an Electro though. I just want an Electro. I don't care if it's a 5-star or a 6-star. I just want one of them, just to be able to test the synergy with Stealthy. But also, I'm still at the point where I don't really mind if it's a quote unquote, you know, trash tier, meme tier champion. I don't really mind because so long as they're still new, they're arena fodder. And the more arena fodder I get, the faster I can do arenas. The faster I can do arenas, the more points I can put up. So don't mind them at all. I know. I'm such a scrub. It's a Marvel contest of big yellow numbers. Oh, you'll get there, Matt. You'll get there. Honestly, it just depends if you're willing to spend money or not. I don't recommend that. But the way that the game is slated right now is that is the fastest way to get them, unfortunately. Which is also really unfortunate. I don't agree with all his points, but BG did make a couple good points about the growing chasm between free-to-play and paid players. But that just ties back into the overall systematic imbalance of where the game's actually at and the rewards that the game gives you. Dude, you're telling me. And then, not only did they not learn their lesson from Crossbones, they went and made a robot lady Crossbones that does no big yellow numbers. That was recent. That was in 2019. It's like, okay, I get you guys making that mistake years ago, but this is, you know, it's modern gameplay. Why would you make some robot lady that doesn't even do any yellow numbers at all? What a waste. Garbage. And those two champs don't even trigger the fun and interactive content for Flow Alliance Wars. What's the point? Let's do this. Alright guys, I think just about at that point in the evening where I think I'm gonna say this is gonna be my last one for tonight. Matt, mine's the same way. Medium, light, 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 medium. Because, I mean, far and away, it's the most reliable, it's the most damage out. get a nice little chunk of power. Throw in a little of a special 1, a little special 2 with some seasoning. Add a heavy attack for kicks. That is the recipe for every single arena fight you'll ever do in your life. Just again and again and again. True, dude. True. Alrighty then, everybody. That is going to do me for the evening. It's a pretty solid stream. Pretty solid. Going from basically nothing to almost 3 million points on day 1. Still shooting for about 12 mil, so I got my work cut out for me here the next couple of days. Not overly fussed about it, like I was saying, but you know, still hopeful. But I want to say a big thank you to everyone who's been watching live. It's been a lot of fun getting to chat with you guys, just chew the fat, have some fun banter back and forth while I'm putting up some points. So cheers to everybody else who's been watching after the fact. You already know how the arena here turns out, depending how far in the future you go. You'll already be in on some of the cool adventures I am yet to have. So cheers for checking this one out. I'm going to be live streaming again tomorrow and at least one day this weekend. Just keep going with the featured 4-star right here. Maybe do some side arenas the 3 days over the weekend. Play it by ear. I don't know. I'll be around. So if I catch you then we'll talk then. If not, I'm live streaming a whole lot and I basically live in arenas, so tuning in about the same time, odds are I'll be here. If I could get you guys to like and subscribe to the channel, it's still a fairly new channel, so each and every bit helps me out immensely. I'm still on a big content creator push and getting ever closer. It's getting really close. Kabam has a 500 minimum subscriber requirement to get into the program, and right now I'm already a wee bit over 400, so I'm getting there. But each and every bit helps, and I appreciate it very much, so a big thank you in advance. And until next time, everybody, take care, talk soon, stay safe, and be well, everyone. Bye for now.